Hello and welcome to Optimal Conditions for a Sacrifice, a short little visual novel developed by Mossinasi, available on itch.io. Well, apparently, I need to sacrifice my body parts to a bunch of anime monster girls. I guess. I guess we'll see what that means. Sacrifice. Looks like an angel. Does that count as a monster girl? I don't know. Anyway, kind of like mythical creatures, right? For as far as you can remember, you have never had a heart. But there was a legend. Huh? How did it go again? Alright. If one was to offer her parts to the guardians of the forest, legs, to mindlessly follow the archfey anywhere, hands, to selflessly do the archfey's bidding, head, to gaze upon the archfey's beauty and repeat her wisdoms. The archfey would give them her heart in exchange. Is it arch or arc? It means arc. Archfey. Or something along these lines? Hey, what do you think? Does that sound real? If so, is that a fair trade though, I wonder? So anyway, back to the topic. You heartless girl. When you look at other people being all cutesy and happy together, okay, you find it kind of gross. Normies explode. No, get a room, will ya? No need to be so public. Were you supposed to feel happy for them? At least it's nice you don't envy them since you're fine of being your own. They never understand love anyway. They always mistake it with attachment, destiny, lust, fangirling or fanboying, chemistry and comfort. It's just fan service. They have no right to tell you anything about love. And you're fine being by yourself. That's right. You don't really need your own heart. Neither you need the archfey's. I'm gonna stick with arch though, I don't know. Because I already said arch, even though probably it's the wrong pronunciation. But the archfey is being all clingy. So you keep hearing this story again and again. First, the in-game description, and now again. No, really? Yeah, I did read this whole thing in the store description, actually. I kept rambling on and on and on and on about random stuff. And this whole game seems kind of linear so far, so guess you won't mind having a heart. Okay. Well, now we're on the map, I think. And then you can click on things. What do I click on? I don't know. I click on the deer, I guess. Kind and gentle, delicate and caring, strong and dependable, rich and generous, gifted and diligent, pure and precious, honest and straightforward, calm and peaceful, decisive and coherent, patient and versatile, considerate and polite. I'm just describing those perfect hands of yours. Okay. I can choose to offer my head, my hands, my legs, nothing, or decide later. Yeah, I'll come back later. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming she wants my hands. But I need my hands. I need my hands to play video games, you see. And, I don't know, click the mouse. How am I supposed to click the mouse and continue playing this game if you take off my hands? Sure. You offered her your hands. I humbly accept your offer, and yet I have to say, who needs anything perfect anyway? Ow. My hand. Good God. You have to use your feet now. Let's talk to the fish. I assume a mermaid, of course. The art, by the way, is amazing. I mean, obviously, that's probably the most eye-catching. Obviously, just a bunch of monster girls. But, I guess. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oops. I accidentally scrolled the mouse. Anyway, it's hard. It's hard using the mouse without hands. You see. Anyway, let the water carry me along. Do you know this quote? Why do we never care about the source of this water, only its destination? I don't want the water to carry me along. I want to go across the river, against the flow, and sail the land. I don't know what to give her. She didn't specify, right? Something about like while carrying yourself in the water, but like you don't care about the process. I don't know. Maybe your legs. Maybe I'll give my legs. You want some legs? You're like, it's like the Little Mermaid, right? You want some legs? You offer her your legs. Silly sacrifice. Why do I want these despicable things? Did I ever say anything about your legs? I don't want you to be my legs. I want my own. I don't want you to carry me. I want to walk side by side. I prefer to see you walking by yourself than having your legs. They're worthless to me. Oh. So cut it off anyway. I don't know. At least I assume that's the implication. Let's talk to the snake. Snake girl. Welcome, sacrifice. Seems reasonable for me to assume that you feel lost and confused. I mean, why else anyone would think about tearing themselves apart for the promise of something as fickle and empty as someone's heart? You must have heard some silly tales and confusing descriptions of nothing so far. Therefore, allow me to offer you some explanations. Ah yes, exposition. Therefore, allow me to mislead you even further. Ah yes, unreliable narrator. Who am I? The clear, cloudless blue, the first birds vocal in the morning, the paved road that wasn't maintained or rebuilt for more than 20 years. The heartless, a sacrificial maiden, the offering. The perfect being, so simple and pure, a symbol of our humbleness before the gods. Someone so directionless, they might as well reach for the very heavens. Ah yes, faceless protagonist. Where am I? In the place where the waters are murky and the sun is bright behind the foliage. A magical forest where the archfey and her guardians reside. Or maybe I should say something along the lines the forest represents your wild subconsciousness and your id. Big pretty words. Very deep meaningful, very flamboyant, big like Freudian words. But I want to pretend I'm no liar for now. Okay, who's the archfey? Now this is the question, isn't it? Is she the mysterious, unapproachable femme fatale? The graceful blue lady? Is she the almighty forest deity? The ever-powerful demiurge? Is she your secret admirer and creepy stalker? Or maybe she's a regular boring fae attempting to sell herself too high? I must admit, I believe it's not so important who she really is as who she is for you. What is the archfey's heart? Well, since you're here, you must have figured out yourself that it's quite a neat trinket. Once you acquire it, it doesn't grant you much. But once you part with it, along with it, you lose the taste of your meals and the colors of your dreams. Like seeing the unicorn for the last time. And excuse me for barging in like that, but I should mention she's not referring to the loss of innocence, and she's referring to the book titled The Last Unicorn, which you could have not seen or read up. Okay. Why is orange, text is just barging in? Orange text, wasn't that the angel that we saw in the beginning? I assume so anyway. She also never read the book, so this reference might be a stretch or a total miss. Of course, you can still experience joy from your other bodily organs, but it's slightly different. Some people prefer lungs, or tongues, or ovaries, or livers to hearts. For example, I'm personally a fan of brains myself. Yes, brains. But most people get used to having a heart and they immediately try to replace it once it's gone. However, usually those replacements don't really pump blood very well. They just bleep at every grove entrance in an annoying manner. Okay, is that a reference to pacemakers or anyway? Time to make a sacrifice. Well, she wants brains, right? Is she a zombie too? Zombie snake? Brain. Here's my head. I don't know how I'm gonna live without my head, but sure. You offered her your head. Ah, that's so kind of you. It's so pure and empty. I can keep so much useful stuff in there. Trust me, I'll put it to good use. A quick decapitation, nor but. Alright. Oh, look at you, brainy people pleaser. Absolutely disgusting. But cute. You think if you do what people want you to, then everything turn out nicely? Maybe you think by following the paved road you receive the most sensible storyline. Why would I give my heart to someone so empty, No talents, no ambitions, no personality, no feelings. A cripple who gave away anything of worth they had. And for what? Listen here, I'm not giving you my heart. You said it yourself in the beginning, you don't really need it. But you know, I personally never liked being by myself. It's just kinda boring. I can take it much better than most other people though. So I can't judge them when they decide to desperately stick with people they don't love. Or people who don't love them back. Having someone else by your side is really comforting. It fills you with goals and ambitions and whatsoever. Of course, it can also be bothersome and pressuring. Depends on the person, I guess. Well, two persons, I guess. Both you and the other person. And that has nothing to do with hearts and feelings, of course. It's highlighted. I'll click on it. I've always fallen in love easily, but I've never gotten close, because I know that it disappoints me. Are you any different? Maybe fall in love is a strong phrase. But you know, like having a crush, taking a liking. Many people try to explain love. So many stories and songs about it, but don't they usually all come out wrong? They praise one's beauty. They praise one's personality. They praise their experience together. Some say love doesn't exist. Others can't differ from camaraderie. Others explain it with biology. Of course, I'm no better. I also won't be able to explain love, and I won't even make an attempt to. Alright, let's get back to topic. I'm a very forgiving archfey, so I don't really care who offers me their parts. Now that I'm thinking about it, so try again. Push on and you'll definitely get it next time. Okay. Did I get the bad ending? What? How did I get the bad ending? And so, you didn't manage to get the archfey's heart. But don't lose your spirit just yet. Offer yourself again. And again, and again, and again. And see what comes of it. Alright, we get to do it again. Another cycle. Well, did we do it wrong? We gave the things that they kind of wanted, but maybe we're not supposed to do that? Let's talk to the mermaid again. I feel like that was the only person that she didn't like her sacrifice, but, oh, this is new dialogue, actually. Let me tell you a story about a little fish who enjoyed walking other fish's footsteps. Fish have footsteps? Yeah. Other fish's footsteps? It filled her with confidence and comfort. Surely, the fishes in front have already explored the road and have already endured all the hardships in her stead. It was easier this way. And once she saw fishes in front of her going the way she didn't like, so the little fish said, "Fuck this shit, okay?" You know, record scratch. If you like my story, would you like to present me with anything? And decide later. Can I go back, I guess? Okay, I can go back. Fuck you. Patient and calm. Inattentive and forgetful. Ambitious and self-aware. Meticulous and picky. Resolute and hardworking. Dishonest and unreliable. Pestilent and cold. Witty and sharp. Keen and nimble. Conniving and manipulative. Tasteful and verse. I'm just describing those real hands of yours. That later. Go back to Snake. Welcome back, Sacrifice. Who are you? Can't you guess? The sage, the scholar, the teacher, the end goal. The venomous trickster who'll be the end of your ignorance, the end of your youth, the end of your adulthood, the end of your elder years, the glimmer at the end of the tunnel it's herself, and the phantom movement you catch with your peripheral vision. The feeling of the limb you never had. Yes, the phantom pain. The weight you feel awoke in the morning. I am the first lie you heard, and the first lie you told. Okay, this game is very poetic, by the way. It's too fancy. It's too fancy. At least most of it. Sometimes it just goes like, you know, I guess, fuck this shit, you know, but anyway. Who's the mermaid, you know? She swore. The librarian. She reads and retells other people's stories, as she is scared to live her own. As you know, the Little Mermaid's tale is infamous for being sad and cruel. Who's a centaur? Okay, the deer is a centaur. I guess I don't think the centaur's like that, I guess, but You know, when I think of centaur, I guess I don't know. I think of minotaur. Yeah, minotaur and centaur. I always mix those two up. Anyway, it's also like satyrs. You know, anyway. They're all very similar in my head. My sweetheart, the prettiest lady of the woods. That's a centaur. Ashim, I mean the artisan, all matter, the creator, the origins of the forest, and the real goddess. I think she. Well, I think she meant like ahem, no, but she's a snake, so it's like ashim. I don't know. She's a snake. She's gotta like, you know, emphasize the s sounds somehow for some reason. You know, that's just like a trope, I guess. Snake characters. Wow, casual big review time, I guess. She sees other hearts, transparent, and knows them all, yet also knows nothing. Okay. Centaur, mermaid, and the snake. Well, the snake doesn't really say who she really is, but I assume it's like, is it like the biblical snake or whatever? You know, the one that tempted, was it Eve? You know, the apple or whatever, Adam and Eve, something like that. The serpent. You know? Or maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. Well, what do I do? The centaur always says she wants my hand. Do I give her my hands? Last time I did that, I gave sacrifice everything, and they didn't like that. So what if I just give you? What if I give you the wrong thing? Wouldn't that be funny? So I give you not my hands. You want my head instead? I humbly accept your offer, dear sacrifice. Okay. Ow. Now I'm headless. How about you? You want my hands? Thank you, silly sacrifice. Ow. Okay. You don't get like extra dialogue, I feel like. You just give the wrong things. Oh, my legs? But that's so kind of you. Thank you, offering. Okay. I just give the wrong things to everybody. You know, I know you don't really need my heart. And that's exactly why I be so insistent and keep bringing it up again and again. I hate it when people are being really enthusiastic about my offer. I feel like they don't really get the message or some wrong ideas about me and my heart. They start thinking it's some almighty artifact or they have some power over me. Creeps. They either overestimate or misunderstand me. Maybe I should give my heart to one of them, but I don't really want to. I want to offer to you, my dear sacrificial maiden. You don't need my heart. That's why I want to give it to you. Maybe I'm just not your type. I don't know. Maybe you're more into celestials or fiends or ancients. Or weapons. People are really worshipping weapons nowadays. You see like one of them actually. I guess weapons. What do you call them? You know, people who are fans of weapons? What do you mean by that? Do you mean... Well, when I think of weapons, like, I guess, does she mean like literally like living, breathing... well, not living, breathing, rather not living, breathing... inanimate objects, but like they become sentient, like golems. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm totally fine if we keep being this way. You don't need my heart. I keep offering it to you, and you can keep your bodily parts to yourself. Actually, you know, it'd also be totally cool if you start worshipping someone else. Of course, only if they're better than me. If you truly care about them, they truly care about you. I don't want to be this needy and to bother you, but you really want my heart to be more forward about it, yeah? Try again, and with honesty and devotion this time, please. Don't start pretending that you want my heart. I need to earn it, yeah? Why should you be so tsundere? I don't want you to compromise or tolerate me or settle with me. I need this to be a proper victory. There's no middle ground, no ties. It's either my heart or nothing. Or, I keep reading, I don't know. I saw orange. I'm assuming orange was the angel. Or is that supposed to be the protagonist? It's confusing. Anyway. Alright. And this music reminds me of Kingdom Hearts for some reason. Let's go to the snake. The questions were asked, the answers were given. Now it's time for me to ask you something in return. Have you understood what has been going on so far? Not really. No. Oh, is that so? Which forest dweller is your favorite? Artfey. I guess the one where we're trying to get the heart from. The Naga. Okay, so she's the Naga. Centaur, the Mermaid, or the Sacrifice? Let's say the Sacrifice. Just the Archfey, I feel like it's the vanilla answer. You pick any of these three, I feel like, I don't know, it's always like in an harem anime where you're like, there's all these extra harem characters that will never just be the canonical choice. They're just there to add fan service and to sell figurines and merchandise, That's what they feel like. They're just extras. So I'm just gonna be a rebel and just choose the Sacrifice, which is technically myself, or at least we're in the POV of the Sacrifice, I assume. Interesting. You gotta love yourself before you love anyone else. Is that what they say? Which forest dweller is the most relatable? The Sacrifice. That makes sense. If finally, do you expect this story to have a happy ending? I don't know. How would I know? Alright. Thank you, Sacrifice. I would also really appreciate if you write an Archfey a copy of your answers using the external gadget. It's simply a Google server link. Don't be alarmed. Okay, let me just real quick open the Google form. Archfey survey. Copy English. Have you understood what the story's about? No. I have not. Nice. Which character is your favorite? Now that I think about it, I actually do like the Snake Lady. Actually she probably is my favorite, but I'm gonna stick with the answers that I gave. Okay, well that's just it. Nothing else. Submit? Thank you! Alright, that's it. It's literally the same thing as what you did in the game. I thought it was gonna be something extra. Anyway. We'll go back to the game. Feel free to change your answers and refill it after you finish the story if you wish. Okay. Let's see. How about this time I offer nothing? You offer her your nothing. Thank you, offering. Many people don't understand how valuable void really is. Keep in mind that lack of something is also still a something. Okay? I gave her my nothing. Did I lose something? Or did I lose nothing? How strange. Witty and provocative, sweet and cheerful, impolite and cruel, honest and straightforward, impulsive and incoherent, forgetful and sensitive, thinking and bothersome, laid back and adaptable, sloppy and careless, dependable and diligent, fragile and arrogant. I'm just describing those real hands of hers. Well, you're just full of adjectives, aren't you? Offer nothing. I humbly accept your nothing, dear Sacrifice. Okay. You simply just accepted it. How about you? Let me tell you a story about a fish who enjoyed it when other fishes followed her footsteps. Not in a creepy way, she simply enjoyed being looked up. Social media follows a copycat, so to say. What? This admiration filled the little fish with confidence and determination. She was strong enough to half a way, then she can endure anything. She could choose her own path when other fishes followed it, so it meant she was cool, she was an influencer. But once her followers got tired from walking, but once her followers got tired from walking, so they blamed the little fish for picking such a long and difficult road. And the little fish said, "What the fuck, I'm a fish. I don't walk and I don't have any footsteps. This story doesn't make any sense." That's what I said. Thank you for listening. If you like my story, would you like to present me with anything? Nah, that was a shit story. Have nothing. I give you nothing. Well, thanks for nothing, silly Sacrifice. That's funny. Thanks for nothing. So, I guess you really want my heart, huh? I guess, I don't know. Okay, so the orange text was the Archfey this entire time. I thought it was a different color. Am I colorblind? I don't know. I guess it was in a different background, so I just assumed. But really, it's the same person. I thought the pink-haired angel was a different character, a narrator, Whatever. You really want my heart, huh? But why? It's worthless. To be honest, I think I was clear about it. Well, I don't know. Someone in the world needs a heart surgery. You know, they need like a heart transplant. You don't have your own heart. So what? You don't need it. You needed your other body parts way more, and you gave them away just like that. Your life can be easily as fulfilling, or even more, if you chase your dreams and aspirations instead of my heart. And you know that. And I know that. So it seems that you really do want my heart. Can it really be true? How could it be possible? Did I bother you for so long that you simply gave up? Or you forgot about my heart's non-existent worth? Or are you just curious what will happen once you finally get it? Girl, I'm so going to disappoint you. And by the way, I guess the POV of the main character, by the way, has been mentioned many times already, I guess, but she's a woman. But my anxiety tells me that you just settle with me. My sensibility tells me it can't be true. I don't think you're that sort of person. I don't think I would have loved you if you were such a person. Maybe you're just so good at pretending? Can it be? No matter what your reasoning is, I'm not fine with it. You're not getting my heart just because you think you want it. Just because you successfully convinced me you want it. Just because you passed that charisma check. Sorry to be so selfish, but you have to redo it. Yet no proper reason for me to refuse, but I don't understand what's going on. I'm not gonna give you my heart when I'm confused. Try again, but maybe put your heart into it this time. Okay. Again! From the top! Once again. Let's see. Alright. Let's go again. Self-hating and whiny, boring and plain, slow and lazy, jittery and anxious, detached and distant, incompetent? Incompetent? You didn't spell that correctly. I guess that's how incompetent you are. No. Incompetent and unproductive. Unless it's a real word. I don't know. Sometimes I always just assume a word doesn't exist, but then actually it does, and I'm the idiot. You know? Anyway. Vain and cocky. Intrusive and pushy. Stubborn and unreasonable. Annoying and bothersome. Obnoxious and biased. I'm just describing those perfect hands of hers. Well, I got no choice this time. Here, have my hands. You offer her your hands. I humbly thank you for this offered your sacrifice. But nobody wants these. I don't either. Okay. Isn't that insulting? Apparently, cut it off anyway, though. Let me tell you a story about two little fishes who enjoy walking side by side. They knew that fishes don't walk, and I would have loved to tell you that those two fishes enjoyed each other's company so much that they felt like they had some phantom limbs and felt as if they could even fly. But in reality, they just enjoyed walking over other fishes' corpses so much that they evolved into walking beings. I guess, isn't that how, like, you know, human evolution worked or something? You know, there's always this, like, diagram of, like, a fish growing legs and eventually becoming a human. You offer her your legs. A thank you offering. But was this really a gesture of kindness, I wonder? Now, when you don't have legs, you'll learn that one can't really rely on someone else's legs to carry them. One has to stand on their own wobbly, uneven legs with dignity. Okay. I gotta cut off my legs, though. Every time. Finally, at last, welcome to sacrifice. I believe there isn't much left for me to bestow upon you. I can't even ask anything in return, as we've done it already. I suppose I could spoil you a little bit further. How do I get the good ending? How's that work, you know? Where's the walkthrough? Where's the walkthrough.txt? Oh, since you're hearing this, you're on your way to get your true good ending, trust me. Be just a little bit more patient. Donate a little bit more, a little bit longer, and you'll get your happily ever after. Are there different endings? There are outcomes different from the one you're currently on your way to get, but they are not significant. They're not much fun, just dead ends and do-overs. If you're curious about the specifics, the one you get if you never offer anything, and the other you get if you always mess up which part to offer which guardian. And if you're still curious about the specifics, I am responsible for the head, mermaid heeds to the legs, and the centaur has a rightful ownership over your arms. Which part the archway associates with is quite transparent, I'd say. Okay, well, I think I've actually got all the endings technically. The game automatically loops itself, so it really feels like I didn't actually get any endings. I just felt like a continuation, really. But actually, you know, I actually did. I think I already explored the entirety of the other, like, quote-unquote endings. At least according to the Naga here, who could be lying. But why is the story so short? Because some people hate letters, and letters hate them as well. The harmony and balance and all. Okay. I don't get it. I don't understand any of this. This is too high concept for me. This is too abstract. I'm sorry to hear it. Find your peace knowing that perhaps there wasn't much to get. I only hope that you enjoyed your experience nevertheless. Maybe at the very least you like the pictures. I do like the pictures. You know, it's like unga boonga pictures. Haha. You know? Who cares about the words? Just look at the anime waifus. Who made this? Well, as far as I know, it's the developer Mossinasi, but yeah. Someone called Mossinasi, or I don't know how to pronounce that. Mossinasi? Used something titled Renpi, and music made by someone called Peritune to create this divine force. Okay, here's my head. Take out the guillotine. Oh, that's so kind of you. It's so pure and empty once again, and I keep so much useless stuff there. Trust me, I'll make sure it'll be as useless as possible. Well, there's the angel again. I assume the angel. You have to confess. Actually, this whole time, you had a heart. Your own heart. Sure, it's kinda small and sorta ugly. It doesn't beat that often. But mostly it's just that showing and offering it to someone is so gross and awkward and embarrassing. Again, this does feel like a different... Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, because the orange text and the text of the archfey is very similar. I'm not sure who's talking when I see this color. I'm assuming it is different, actually. I keep going back and forth, but like, I think this narration is different. This is the protagonist, right? That's saying this, maybe? I don't know. It's confusing why any of us has to feel the way we do. Most of the time, we feel nothing. Even when it's socially appropriate, we felt something. But still, indifference is also an emotion. Is it? You know, apathy? And feelings disgust you. Not scars. Oh yeah, I get it. The scars because from the sacrificing, yeah. Okay. You just do that, by the way? I guess that's the point, you know, you just cut off your limbs and it grows back. Easy. Infinite limbs. You can't believe that I, the Archway, was talking... Archfey? Was talking about my feelings for so long and repeat myself over and over for so long. I don't want to be needy and greedy and selfish, but that's the way I am nevertheless. I believe unconditional love is wrong, but I still wish for it. I want to become a better person for you, even though I've been pathetic so far. I don't want to love you the way you are. I want you to constantly work at becoming a better person. So I guess I'm being unfair as well. Although good and bad aren't really appropriate words to describe someone's personality, how can one be better or worse? And And by the way, this phrase, you can't love others until you love yourself, I call bullshit. Okay, that was quick. It skipped it. I didn't even read the last part. What did it say? It said, like, well, I still wish for in the perplexed so far, that's being unfair as well. Although, there are some obvious qualities which are not good or bad. I also don't believe I should be the one deciding influence the way you improve. And by the way, this phrase, okay. Yeah, that was automatic. I didn't even get to press anything. And by the way, this phrase, can't love others until you love yourself, I call bullshit. Only weirdos can learn to genuinely love themselves. The best we miserable regular people can achieve is to tolerate ourselves. And that's already quite a lot, alright? That's why you can value and love other people, because they are different from you. But since we'll never love ourselves and thus each other, let's just burn the world together and have fun together for as long as we can. Okay, I don't know if it's a metaphorical burn the world or are we literally destroying the world? And it's just playing, I don't know, the Skya music. This is just, to me, this is the Skya music. We're like a top down like isometric view now, and you know I'm placing my units. You know, my level 999 the Haro or something like that. I don't know. How high does it go? I can't remember. This guy I remember had like a really big level cap. Let's prove to people who don't believe in our love that it's real and they're wrong. We can earn each other's love. Love doesn't have to be unconditional, and that's alright. I contradict myself, and that's alright. I say that I really need you, but we both know it's a lie, and I'm greedy. I wish I didn't want you to prove anything to me, but I want you to, and you want to prove yourself as well. I do always want to impress you. So it's fine, right? Love is not about sacrifices and giving away and receiving. It's more like you both feel like you receive something even though nobody is giving anything. Do you feel the same way? I'm neither goddess nor devil, so let me worship you. Let's share our future discoveries with each other. Let's both be gods of our own. Let's create and let's destroy as we please. Let's gain a ridiculous amount of power in this messed up, unfair world. Let's Netflix and chill. I can't say that's lewd. Love stories are so boring and cliche. Let's just fast forward to when we live our happily ever after and never talk about it again, yeah? And leave no witnesses because I'm awkward and closeted. Okay? Does that mean we kill everyone, or was that like a metaphor? And with that, bye-bye, little witness. Oh no, that's me. I'm the witness. Thank you for sparing us your time. And then she kills you or something. Okay, I don't think that's the case. All right. Okay, now I understand this picture, by the way. So that's the maiden, and the scars are from her, like, you know, cutting off her body parts and giving them to, you know, her many girlfriends, I assume. And that's just a thing she does, you know? That's just what she does. I don't know. I feel like there's a few layers here. There's a bit of like cheeky, like fourth wall breaks, a little bit, not too much, here and there. It's very poetic at times. I mean, a lot of, like, 80% of the time, I feel like it's just too poetic to me. You know, it's like it's too fancy. I don't really understand most of it, but I think what it's getting at, it's kind of like it's a metaphor for relationships, right? Like she's sacrificing her body, as in she's sacrificing her time and her commitment to many people. Again, I'm not sure how to really deconstruct that, but like, I mean, your first thought is like a harem, like an anime harem or whatever. Kind of like what do you call it? What do you call it again? A poly something relationship? I want to say polygonal. That's not the right word, but you know, a relationship with many people, and how like she needs to sacrifice herself to like different people in order to maintain those relationships. And I guess maybe her favorite is the archfey or something. I don't know. And like the archfey is jealous, or something like that. But like at the end, it's kind of like love is not just about sacrificing yourself. It's also about you know, being more than the sum of your parts or something like that. You know, kind of like there's something more to that than just simply sacrificing yourself to be connected with other people, I guess, or something like that. You know, something wholesome and cheesy like that. I don't know. Maybe not. I could also again be misinterpreting it. Maybe they're just friends. You know, maybe she's just friends with the Naga, Centaur, and Mermaid, and her like real relationship is with the Archfey. Or it could also be the Archfey is also kind of like her other personality. I don't know, but either way, I guess the whole time though is that they're referring to you as the witness, as in literally the player, I guess. Because even though technically you're mostly from the POV from the maiden, you're not you're not actually the maiden, I guess, if that makes sense. Anyway, I don't know how I feel about this game. This game is too smart for me. I feel like I kind of don't. I don't know. It's too smart. Like my brain is too small. You know how they said your head is empty. My head is totally empty. It's super empty. So I don't really understand any of this. At least at least most of it anyway. At least from from what I understood. This game is basically relationships. But yeah, aside from that though, I mean, the game even lampshaded it, but the art is really good. The UI is interesting. I mean, again, very visually catching. I feel like it's part of the reason why I want to try out this game. I guess just because of the art. Really, it's just the art is like really good. I imagine the developers it's just like an artist in general. I imagine. So like they probably just made this, and then with the skills that they had, and they had a lot of skills in terms of like art, So that's what they used the game as well. They also mentioned they made the music. The music is pretty good too. They said they used Perry Tune. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Perry Tune. I don't know. I don't know if they made the music like manually from scratch. If that's the case, pretty impressive. I'm not sure. Maybe Perry Tune is something else. Maybe I could click on it. Actually. Perry Tune. Oh no, Perry Tune is. Oh no, Perry Tune is. I think someone else actually. Okay, I assume it was a product or something. But no, Perry Tune is. No, Perry Tune is a person. I think. Yeah. Okay. Okay. They use somebody else's music. That's okay. All right. I misunderstood that. Anyway. What's I saying? Yeah. I mean, yeah. The art is like again. I can't emphasize how the art is really good looking. I don't know. One small thing though. It's like kind of. Maybe it's supposed to be symbolic. Again, a lot of symbolism in this game. But like the map though, the forest map, kind of felt weird to me. Why were the three symbols like very close together? I don't know why, but it just felt weird to me. I don't know. I'm not sure why it feels weird to me. But like the three icons, you remember the map? It's kind of like a very generic looking map, and then the three symbols, three icons, and they're just very close to each other. So like I don't know. I don't know why, but like in like a video game, when I think of like a video game, you would think it'd be more far apart, to I don't know, to give a sense of like scale, I guess, how like each of the characters are living in different parts of the forest and everything, but they were really close to each other, so it just felt like weird that all the icons were one spot and then the rest of the area is empty. So like I feel the map feels empty because of that. It's a lot of empty space that didn't seem to serve a purpose as far as I know. I don't know. Like there could be like either more icons in the spaces, or like it didn't have to have like such a big space area. I'm not sure. I don't know why. The map, probably the thing that the developer didn't spend a lot of time on anyway, but I just felt the map was empty. I don't know, just a very small thing. Just something I just thought about in the back of my head. But, I mean, it doesn't really affect anything, It's not like, it's a visual novel, it's not true gameplay, but I don't know. It's just a sense of scale just felt weird. But, other than that, yeah, everything else about the visuals is really eye-catching. I also noticed there was some facial expressions, some precise facial expressions that I didn't notice the first few times, but they do have different facial expressions as you go through the dialogue. Interesting choice though about having the text box on the left and everything. That's a little bit different. Most visual novels have it at the bottom, right? But having it on the left makes it feel like I don't know. Makes it feel like a storybook, but maybe that's the tone that the developer was going for, I guess it kind of fits. Because of the whole mythological aspect to it, all the freaking monster girls and all that. Maybe, I don't know. I do like the aspect of the looping though. That was a pretty interesting concept actually. The whole looping aspect to it. It kind of happened naturally. I don't know if other players made of like went through the game differently somehow. I'm not sure. It felt linear to me anyway, but maybe there were like different choices that ended up with maybe different dialogue, or like maybe you might have missed some parts, if you didn't follow the optimal path correctly or something. But basically what I did, I just simply experimented with all the different kinds of choices that you can make as the maiden, and so it seemed like pretty seamless in terms of like just going through the different endings, and I felt like just one big, one main playthrough rather than like having to like get an ending and then go back. Like a lot of games, a lot of visual novels are actually all about that. Getting endings. You get an ending or like a bad ending or whatever, and then the story ends, and then you reload to like another save, and you choose a different choice. Things like that. This game actually felt like pretty seamless in terms of making your choices, so it didn't feel like that at all, which is pretty interesting, I would say. It felt like a really, how I say all the time actually with other types of games, where especially when they don't have save systems. In fact, I guess this game doesn't have a save system, but it works. You know why? Because when you loop, there's actually new content, right? At least the way I played it anyway. I don't know if there's a way if you maybe you pick the same choices literally again, maybe you do end up having the same dialogue. But yeah, the way I played the game anyway, even though I looped, there was always new dialogue, right? New content, new text. Which other games, you know, especially if they don't have a save system, and then there's different endings, you basically have to replay the game all the way from the beginning, all over again, going through repeat dialogue and the same content, so you kind of get burnt out because of that, right? Just to get the different endings. But this game is very designed well in terms of that, right? In terms of exploring content. The type player I am anyway that likes to, you know, choose every type of choice just to see what happens. So I like that. That's really cool. Yeah. Anything else? I mean, I don't know. It's just, yeah, wholesome, like, I don't know, Yuri story, I guess. Not 100% wholesome, I guess. You know, I feel like there's some, like, it's not super dark or anything at all, really, but I guess insecurities? I don't know. It just feels like a whole bunch of, ranting, I guess, you know, a bit of ranting, a bit of venting, you know, is what I got from this game. But for the most part, it's just like wholesome Yuri story. So I don't know. That's what I got from this game. Well, I had an entertaining time. I at least liked the pictures, you know. Anyway, so this is the Archphase survey, you know. So it's funny. So I was saying how many people understood the story or not. These are the people's responses. 55% no. So okay, half the people who played this game didn't get it. So I'm part of that population, I guess. The other half did, though. Around half, anyway. So what is that story? Okay, so if they choose yes, you can choose what this story is about. All right, which I didn't choose. So most people say it's a story about the value of love. Okay. The least one is the author's personal message to someone. Okay, it's kind of like a love letter. Maybe not a love letter, but like like a thinly veiled, you know, fictional story. Or rather, that's the wrong way to say it. You know, like a thinly veiled. I mean, that's what it says. Thinly veiled message to someone, I guess. You know. It's actually a story about someone that the developer is writing about, but, you know, they're covering it with, like, fictional characters. I don't know. I mean, isn't that what every story is about? You know, almost every fictional story has a layer of, like, fiction, right? But it really is just based on the author's real-life experiences, right? I mean, that's what makes fiction interesting. There's a bit of injection, you know, of real life, right? Even when there's, you know, like crazy things that happen, you know, and people shoot like laser beams out of their hands, there's still a bit of, like, you know, human conflict and human drama, right? That at least the stories that I like anyway tend to have that, which make it interesting. That's kind of the whole point. Anyway, what else? This is a metaphor that love requires no sacrifice. Yeah, that's what I got. Or, you know, rather, you know, the way I think about it is kind of like the story is a metaphor that love doesn't have to require a sacrifice. You know, I feel like if you're like in an abusive relationship or a toxic relationship, it definitely can be taxing on a person, but it doesn't have to be that way. At least that's the way I understand from the story. And I don't know. At least in the end, story about loving yourself. That's a classic one. None of the above, says 20%. 11.3% says some poorly written, badly put together, pretentious bullshit. Yeah. I feel like you can get that impression. You know, there's another game that I had. Well, I wouldn't say it's pretentious bullshit, but rather it's just hard for me to understand. Like another game that was like that was, what was it called? I totally forget the name. It was that mecha, you know, visual novel. I totally forgot what it was named, but anyway, it was kind of like similar in terms of like very symbolic, very poetic, and it was like too much for me to understand. Also, a metaphor that love requires sacrifices. I don't know. I feel like that misses the point. Even though literally you sacrifice body parts, it doesn't make sense that it does require sacrifice. I don't know. I like the opposite, right? Anyway, which character is your favorite? All right. I chose the sacrifice. So about the same amount of people choose the sacrifice and the Naga, it seems. The Naga would be, I mean, I think I flip-flop between the two now, because I actually do like the Naga. She's the most mysterious and interesting. Archfairy's second, Mermaid's third, Centaur is fourth. Alright. I don't know, I'm just going through this because I just felt it was interesting. That was the last survey question. Finally, do you expect the story to have a happy ending? 14% said yes, 35% said no, and half, including me, just said I don't know. Alright. Well, there you go. Anyway, enough of that. But yeah, that was it for optimal conditions for sacrifice. A bit of a strange game, I feel like. You know, maybe someone else will get more out of this than me. But anyway, I guess if you're on YouTube, you didn't know, I stream these games live on Twitch, so check me out over there if you're interested. I also have other playthroughs of the channel, so you can look for those if you want. Thanks for watching. Until next time, see you then.